A simple, stylish, automatic mechanical timepiece that is highly legible and comes in a variety of colors for every taste. At a price point of under $100 US, you really can't go wrong with this line of Seiko 5 watches, reference SNK803 through 809. When you're in search of a daily driver or beater watch, there are some key features you're typically looking for, including 1. Wearability and comfort. Is this something that you can wear every day while doing various types of activities? Number 2. Utility and reliability. Does this piece function well in a variety of circumstances that you might encounter throughout the day? Number 3. Versatility. Is the style and vibe of the watch something that can be worn with casual attire? And obviously number 4. Value to cost ratio. Is the cost of this watch worth the value that it brings? While far from perfect, I think these Seiko 5 automatic watches on canvas straps check a lot of these boxes. So let's take a look at each. The cases on these models sport a 37mm diameter, 43mm lug-to-lug, and slim 11mm thickness, and the lugs curve down nicely. In my view, these dimensions translate to wearability on just about every wrist size. I have a 16cm wrist and think this watch looks really nice, even a bit on the small side, but as long as it fits, it ultimately comes down to preference. The 11mm thickness is perfect, and this watch keeps a really nice low profile on your wrist. The crown in this piece is located at the 4 o'clock position and is recessed into the side of the case, keeping its presence to a minimum. These watches come on a nice canvas strap with a Tang style clasp offering 10 sizes, each about 5mm apart, so it's able to accommodate a wide range of wrist sizes. The canvas is a decent quality and is doubled up to provide a bit more thickness and stability, and there's a nice strip of stitched on matching leather surrounding the Tang holes for extra durability. This timepiece utilizes the Seiko Caliber 7S26 automatic movement, which beats at 21,600 beats per hour and can range in accuracy from plus or minus 10 seconds a day to plus or minus 25 seconds per day. This movement has 21 joules and a power reserve of approximately 40 hours. At this price, you cannot expect master chronometer accuracy, but this movement is reasonably accurate and provides reliable timekeeping for everyday use. Similar to other Seiko 5 automatic models, these references do not offer hand winding or seconds hacking. If you wear it every day, this will not be an issue, as it's an automatic watch, so the movement of your wrist will be able to power the spring. However, you still might find yourself giving this watch a shake now and then. The dials on these watches are nicely legible. For the darker dials, they have white hands, text, and time markers, and for the beige model, which is a bit lighter, it is contrasted nicely with black hands, text, and markers. In addition to timekeeping, this watch also reads the day and the date, which is always very useful. And the day indicator has a nice splash of color for the weekend days, blue on Saturday, red on Sunday. For nighttime use, there's lume on each of the hands as well as small dots at the outer edges of each hour marker. The lume on the second hand is a bit of a fail since it is on the tail of the hand rather than the tip, so it will be showing you the opposite side of the dial, but at least you can confirm that the watch is working. This watch has a water resistance rating of 30 meters or 100 feet and does not have a screw down crown, which means you really don't want to be submerging this watch, but that it should be able to withstand droplets from hand washing and other daily activities. The crystal is Seiko's Hardlex material, which should provide decent scratch resistance, but is not as strong as something like sapphire. When it comes to versatility, a watch that is intended as a daily driver should be something that can be worn with many different non-formal attire. In this video, we show 3 very versatile colorways, blue, green, and beige. And there is also a black version. The case on these watches is a fully matte gray metallic aesthetic, which is very nice, casual, and utilitarian in appearance. There is essentially no polished surfaces on these watches, including on the dial or the clasp, other than the applied Seiko logo. The dial has a bit of a military vibe, and the canvas strap gives it a nice NATO appearance without adding any height behind the case. Also, these watches weigh in at a very light 61 grams, which makes it very easy to wear on the wrist all day. One thing I like on the dial of these watches are the dual dedicated chapter rings, the outer ring for the minute markers and the inner ring for the hour markers. These watches are far from perfect. Some negative aspects would be that the canvas strap is a bit rough, particularly if the watch is shifting sideways on your wrist. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the elegant, sharp leaf style hands on this more military and utility style watch, but it's not a huge issue for me. Lastly, it would be great if these watches came with a water resistance of something more like 50 or 100 meters, which would give you a bit more protection in wet conditions. These automatic mechanical watches are available new at a price below $100 US. For everything they offer, this is pretty remarkable. I mean, these watches just look really good and they sport fully mechanical movements. If your budget is $100, or you just want to add a casual style everyday piece to your collection, you really can't go wrong with this Seiko 5 model. Heck, at this price, just get 2 or 3.